taking a small break from work. Had a little time to myself and wanted to record this video before the sun goes down. But I think I want to talk about why you have to love what you do. Like, it doesn't matter if you do YouTube or you're going on TikTok or it's your job or just really about anything you want to do in life. You have to either love it or you have to learn how to love it. And I'm going to use myself as an example, right? Because when I first started YouTube back in 2020 and I did it consistently for about a year before I took a break, the reason why that happened was because I didn't love making videos. I found it very strenuous to edit and make a video once a week. And I was doing it because I wanted results. I wanted like the outcome, right? And every time I post a video but not really see it go far, that frustrated me, right? Because if you don't love what you do, you don't see making the video as the reward. You see it kind of like as punishment that you have to put on yourself every single time for a chance to make it. And then you don't make it, and then eventually it keeps building up until building up and building up until you're just like, I'm done. I don't want to do this right now. I am tapping out. And I think one thing I learned, especially last year, is that the reason why you have to learn what you do is because what you do to get to whatever outcome is going to be 90% of what you do in life. Like, take for example, college, right? If you are in college just to graduate, like you are studying every single day and your only goal is just to graduate, imagine how miserable that will set up your 4 years in university to be for graduation, which honestly constitutes about like 0.01% of your overall time in university, because there's everything that happens in between. There's the studying, there's getting to know people in the library, there's getting to make friends from all over in between you starting and you finishing university. That will really result in that experience being whole. So when you kind of use that college analogy, for instance, you realize that it's almost like you're setting yourself up for failure if you don't at least learn to like what you do. And I think that's kind of what has held me back in life, is because for so many things I would start, I noticed there's a cycle where like I was so enthusiastic about it. I wanted to start it. Like, I joined a program for entrepreneurship on like how to make 10K a month. And I would do it going headfirst into it, being like, yo, let's go, let's do it. We're going to make some money. But I didn't either understand what I was actually studying. I didn't know how to implement it. And because I also didn't love the process either, this eventually made me frustrated, and then I would quit. And then I would feel like on top of it, there's something wrong with me, because it's like, oh, like I didn't understand that, but other people seem to be getting results. There's something wrong with me. And I think a lot of us, it's not just me, I've seen so many different people share similar remarks. So many other people also experience this, and I think I could totally be wrong, right? But I think this happens when you don't love what you do. Because if you do love what you will do, you will stick around to find out what you are doing wrong, and you'll improve it. But if you don't like what you're doing, you're not going to A, stick around long enough to find out what you're doing, or B, even if you get to the results, right? Like, even if you actually get the outcome you want, you need to now maintain it, right? And you don't like the process of what you had to do to maintain it. So as a result, you kind of just give up, call it quits, and that's it. And I think one more analogy I like to think of is, again, like those TV shows where people were losing weight. Like, there'd be such an emphasis on who could lose weight the fastest, but then when you like saw these candidates like a year later, a lot of them gained the weight back because they fundamentally did not enjoy weight loss in it of itself. They just wanted the abs as soon as possible. And I think the reason I use so many different analogies is because there's always like a theme, right? There's always a theme for why we do things, why it doesn't work out, and how we can do better. And you'll find that the person who ends up getting and keeping the six-pack abs isn't there to get a six-pack ab. They're there because they love the lifestyle that leads to six-pack abs. Six-pack abs is not the outcome they strive for. Rather, they strive to perfect the lifestyle that will just happen to lead them to generate abs. And it's a very distinct difference, but it's one that I think if you understand will make a big difference. And that's why even on YouTube, I think my attitude is different, because if you had asked me 2 years ago, I would be so frustrated that I only have 1.15k subs after all this time. But if anything, I see as a reflection of I didn't really enjoy what I was putting out, which is why I stagnated after a while. And even on my TikTok, right, I've started posting videos every single day, and prior I'd always just be like, I just gotta post it for views and for likes, and other people gotta like it. But now I post it because I want to make a video every day. It's like a habit I have ingrained in my head, because it's interesting to find out what topic am I going to talk about today, what SEO words am I going to use, how am I going to make this cut, and how can I iterate on this, right? And I think the other missing piece for why I believe I've not been successful in the past, and why you might also be feeling similar, is because we don't look at what we're doing wrong. So I think the first half of the equation is to love what you do, but you also gotta look at what you are doing wrong, because a lot of people will keep doing the same thing over and over again before even thinking, okay, it seems like this isn't really getting me to where I want to go. What am I missing? What could I do better? How could I present this better? And it's like, you'd be surprised at how it's just the smallest tweaks, right? Like the thumbnail or the title or the SEO words that could completely change the trajectory of everything. Like even with the gym or powerlifting, right? Maybe if there was a way to isometric hold the barbell after you do your set of curls, maybe your biceps will grow every time you start doing that, because now you have come up with a new strategy to adapt. And I think that's also another thing that's not taught to us, that I actually had to discover from a $4,000 program I paid for, that I'll tell you for free, because I'd always watch these videos and I'd be so frustrated about how come these people can do it, but I'm not able to do it. Like what makes these people so different than me? And I always had this intuitive sense that it was just something smaller than I thought, but I didn't know what it was. But it really turns out it's really the ability to look at what you're doing and be like, how can I make this better? Like even in the first YouTube video I posted 2-3 days ago, it was authentic, but I also spoke really fast. Even in this video, I probably am still speaking a little bit fast. And that's something I gotta work on, because that'll help me engage you better and also will really help deliver a more authentic video. So again, just to wrap it up, because I don't want to go on a yapping session, I came into this video not really knowing what I want to talk about, but I made a TikTok video about a half an hour ago, and I realized that I'm kind of in a stage of my life where I'm trying to find out what I'm doing wrong, and I'm trying to fix it. And I think YouTube is gonna express that growth over time. And obviously, if you are the viewer, you might also be like, I have a project. I have something I want to do. How can I do better? And I kind of just want to be real with you, right? Like, be real, like, hey, look, like, I've gone through this too. There's a lot of things I messed up, and there's a lot of things I don't know. But maybe this is a way for you to do it. To love, or at least learn to love, by seeking out the things you like in that task and focusing on that, and then also having the courage and having the skill and having the willingness to look back and be like, let me not look at what I did well, let me look at what I actually didn't do well. So yeah, this is gonna be probably one of the lower quality videos, but nonetheless, I do want to be consistent, and I will continue to show up in a way where I do have a video topic in mind that will really provide a lot of value for you guys. But with that being said, catch you guys later.